However, I still yearn to see you return to Ayodhya and be installed as Emperor of the world after being reunited with Bharat. I can now understand that you're the Supreme Lord Vishnu himself and that you descended upon the earth just to vanquish Ravana. Ram replied, my dear father, I too feel greatly relieved that my exile has come to an end and my mission is accomplished. However, I have one request to make of you. Please withdraw your harsh words spoken at the time of my banishment, disowning Kaikeyi and Bharat. Now this is one of the things that makes Lord Ramachandra Madhya Purusha, the perfect ruler, king, son, brother, husband. Look at this actually. Even although he went to the forest for 14 years because of Kaikeyi, he still asked his father Dasrath to forgive Kaikeyi and Bharat like that. It has not disowned them actually. So this is, obviously we're speaking about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but if we have to follow in the footsteps of Lord Ramachandra, then this is something that we have to also practice actually. You know. So Maharaj Dasrath readily consented, saying, let it be so. He then fondly embraced Lakshman and declared, my dear son, because of the dedicated service you have rendered to Ram, I am eternally indebted to you. Please know that your elder brother is directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appearing in a human form for the welfare of the world. He is worshipable even by the greatest of demigods, what to speak of ourselves. Maharaj Dasrath then told Sita, please bear no grudge towards Ram for having tested your purity. Know that your remarkable behavior will earn you a place in history as the most glorious woman the world has ever seen. Having thus spoken, Maharaj Dasrath mounted his celestial chariot and ascended towards heaven. As Ram stood with folded hands, Indra said, my audience can never go in vain. Thus, I wish for you to take benediction from me. Ram was pleased to hear Indra's statement and thus requested, O King of the Celestials, please bring back to life all the monkey warriors who died in my service. Additionally, let all the trees and the places where these heroes dwell become full of fruits, even when out of season. Indra replied, although this boon is very difficult for me to grant, I shall happily do so. Just then, all the monkeys who had died in the battle began to rise from the ground, their wounds completely healed. It seemed to them as they were waking from a long sleep. However, when they saw Ram and all the demigods before them, the monkeys could understand they had got back their lost lives and thus felt supremely delighted. Indra then departed, followed by the demigods, while Ram and the monkeys spent the night in that place. The next morning, Vibhishan came before Ram with numerous maidservants carrying paraphernalia for his bath. However, Ram ordered, my dear Vibhishan, summon all the monkeys headed by Sugriva, let them enjoy this royal luxury. As long as I am separated from Bharat, who is practicing severe austerities on my behalf, such opulence does not appeal to me. My only request is that you arrange for my speedy passage back to Ayodhya. Indeed, to travel there by foot will be an arduous journey. Vibhishan replied, if you ride in the Pushpaka chariot, you can reach Ayodhya this very day. So here again is the dismissal of the fable that Ram walked from Lanka back to North India, like that it is actually. So he came on this Pushpaka chariot actually. However, I humbly request that yourself, Sita, Lakshman, remain here for some time with the army of monkeys so that I may royally entertain everyone before your departure. Ram said, I certainly cannot refuse your hospitality. However, I am growing increasingly anxious to meet Bharat, Kaushalya, and my stepmothers. Therefore, I beg you to permit me to depart without delay. Vibhishan quickly went and brought Ram the Pushpaka chariot. This wonderful chariot originally belonged to Kuvera before Ravan stole it from him. The chariot was constructed from gold made by Vishwakarma with seats of gems. The wonderful spaceship could travel anywhere, following the mental indication of its driver. Thus, when Ram and Lakshman saw the chariot hovering before them, waiting their command, they were quite astonished. Before departing, Ram requested Vibhishan to present gifts of gold and jewel to all the monkey soldiers. Then Ram mounted the Pushpaka chariot with Sita and Lakshman. Addressing the assembly, Ram said, my dear monkey warriors, there is no way I can repay you for your heroic fighting on my behalf. Your unflinching devotional service will always serve as an inspiration for future devotees. Thus your glories will forever shine brightly. Now please return to King Kishkinda and live there happily under Sugriva's leadership. Vibhishan, you should accept responsibility for ruling over Lanka immediately, since the citizens are now bereft of their king. Then standing before Ram with folded hands, Sugriva and Vibhishan pleaded, O Lord, please allow us to accompany you to Ayodhya. After seeing the coronation ceremony, we shall return home. Ram replied, nothing would please me more than to return to Ayodhya with all of my dear friends. Therefore, you and all our monkey heroes can board the Pushpaka chariot and we will embark immediately. Finally, after all were comfortably seated, the Pushpaka chariot rose majestically in the air. While all the monkeys and bears were enjoying the flight, Ram pointed out to Sita, "Look, there is the battlefield where all the heroic Rakshasas lay dead, all killed for your sake. Look, this is where Ravan fell. This is the spot where Kumbhakarna was slain. This is where Indrajit was defeated. And this is where Prahasta died. Over there is the bridge called Nalaset, by which we crossed the ocean to Lanka. There on the far shore is a place called Setubandhu, Rameshwaram, where the bridge construction began. From this time onwards, Setubandhu, Rameshwaram, will be the most sacred place, capable of washing away all of one's accumulated sinful reactions." So next verse, the Virabhadra, Rameshwaram. Then as Ram pointed out to Kishkinda, Sita said, "I would be pleased if I could return to Ayodhya in the company of the wives of the monkey chiefs." See, this is the quality of a Vaishnava, actually, like that it is. So Sita Devi is saying, why should I go alone? All these wives of the monkeys who are also separated from their husband, so stop and let's pick them up and take them as well, actually, like that it is. You know, compassionate nature. And this is something that's like sorely required in our world, actually, like that. Happy to grant Sita's request, the chariot halted as Ram instructed Sugriva and other warriors to quickly bring their wives. When everyone was seated, the journey continued. Ram pointed out to Sita, "This is Mount Rishmukha, where I met Sugriva, and nearby you can see the heavenly lake Pampa, which abounds with bluish lotus flowers. There you can see the river Godavari, and on its bank is Ashram Agastha Rishi. Oh Sita, this is the spot where Ravan kidnapped you. This is Chitraketu, where Bharat came to meet me. Over there is the river Yamuna and the mighty Ganga, where the King Guya capital lies on the river banks." In this way, Ram, Sita and Lakshman's entire forest life was displayed in reverse order as they retraced their way back to Ayodhya. Finally, the river Sarayu came into view, and at last the outskirts of Ayodhya. Before entering the city, however, Ram stopped at the ashram of Bharadwaj Rishi to inquire about his relatives' welfare before meeting them. After happily welcoming, Bharadwaj replied to his inquiries, saying, "In your absence, Bharat has been living a life of severe renunciation, wearing deerskin and tree bark and keeping matted hair. He had been ruling the kingdom as your subordinate by keeping your shoes on the royal throne. O Ram, by dint of your my mystic power, I know that you have removed the burden of the earth. Therefore, I would be pleased to award any benediction you desire. Let all of the trees along the way to Ayodhya become filled with fruits and flowers. Let streams of honey flow down from the trees, exuding the fragrance of nectar," was the request that Ram made. As soon as his words were spoken, the trees along the ways to Ayodhya immediately filled up with sumptuous fruit. Seeing this miracle transformation, thousands of monkeys quickly jumped down from the Pushpaka chariot and began feasting to their full satisfaction. Ram was always thinking of how he could reward the monkeys for this selfless service. Thus it pleased him to see them satisfied in this manner. Turning to Hanuman, Ram said, "Please inform Goya of my arrival. Then go to Nandagram and describe to Bharat all the events concerning Sita's abduction and her subsequent recovery. Watch carefully the expression on Bharat's face when he hears of my arrival. Then report back to me before we depart from this ashram. If Bharat wishes to rule the kingdom himself, whether due to attachment for position, power, or royal luxury, or even from Kaike's urging, I will be happy to allow him to do so." Hanuman took a human form and departed, traveling through the air. He first informed Guya that Ram would come to meet him after spending the night at Badwaraj's ashram. Upon his arrival at Nandagra, Hanuman saw Bharat dressed in tree bark and wearing matted hair. Bharat was living in a small cottage, subsisting only on fruits and roots. He appeared to be very miserable and emancipated. Hanuman approached Bharat, announcing, "I've come as a messenger from Ram. He inquires about your welfare and wishes to inform you that he will soon return to Ayodhya." When he heard these glorious words, Bharat's face immediately lit up with great delight. Then, becoming exhilarated with transcendental emotion, he fainted to the ground. Upon coming to his senses, Bharat stood up and embraced Hanuman with great satisfaction. Then, while bathing Hanuman with torrents of tears, Bharat said, "Because you have brought me good news, I shall immediately award you 100,000 cows, 100 villages, and 16 virgin girls to marry. Now, please sit down and tell me everything that happened during Ram's exile." Once again, Hanuman finished telling Bharat everything of Ram's exile, up to the point of his imminent return. Bharat exclaimed, "My long-cherished wish has finally become fulfilled." Bharat ordered Shatrughan to make all arrangements for Ram's reception. Thus, Sumantra and the other ministers soon arrived at Nandagram riding elephants. Kaushalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi then arrived in palanquins, while engineers hurriedly constructed a new road connecting Nandagram with Ayodhya. After all arrangements were made, Bharat picked up Ram's sandals, a white royal umbrella, and chamaras. Then, accompanied by many brahmanas, he left his cottage amidst the blowing of conches and the beating of drums. The news of Ram's arrival had spread instantly, and almost the entire population of Ayodhya came to Nandagram, hoping to see him. Bharat was accompanied by ministers, priests, and other respectable citizens, by professional musicians, vibrating pleasing musical sounds, and by learned brahmanas loudly chanting Vedic hymns. Following the procession were chariots drawn by beautiful horses with harnesses of golden rope. These chariots were decorated with flags with golden embroidery and by other flags of various sizes and patterns. There were soldiers bedecked with golden armor, servants bearing betel nut, and many well-known and beautiful society girls. Many servants followed on foot, bearing an umbrella, with different grades of precious jewels and other paraphernalia, befitting a royal reception. Now, just reading this part of here makes me think, for those of you that had the good fortune of watching what happened this morning, doesn't it sound similar? You could actually see all these things, actually, that there were brahmanas chanting, there was professional musicians singing, there was respectable citizens there, the prime minister, priestly order, the Brahmin class, the VIP guests, and people from all over the world, vibrating pleasing sounds, and Vedic mantras were being chanted, and these gold embroidery, jewelry, and so many things that were given to Lord Ramachandra today, like that it is actually. So it reminded me very much of what happened here, being repeated today, actually, like that it is. However, after some time, there was no sign of Ram. Bharat actually said to Hanuman, "I hope you are not exhibiting your frivolous monkey nature by joking with me." Then Hanuman pointed to the distance, where clouds of dust were being raised by the approaching monkeys. Just then, afar off, a roaring came to be heard. When Hanuman suddenly sighted the Pushpaka chariot in the distance, he shouted, "Here comes Sri Ram." A loud, spontaneous cheer suddenly rose from the crowd as they too sighted the Pushpaka chariot, which appeared just like the full moon rising in the sky. Everyone respectfully got down from their chariots, elephants and horses, as Bharat began worshipping Ram from a distance. With folded hands, Bharat recited praise and glorification of Lord Ram. He offered water and other paraphernalia in worship. Finally, when Bharat could clearly see Ram glowing magnificently at the front of the Pushpaka chariot, he bowed down with great reverence, actually. As the celestial airship landed, Bharat rushed forward and climbed onto the chariot to greet his older brother. Ram immediately got up from his seat to embrace Bharat, taking him on his lap. His heart softened in ecstasy and his eyes full of tears, approached Lord Ramachandra and fell at his lotus feet with great ecstatic love. Lord Ramachandra saw that Bharat was much emancipated and heard that in his absence, his brother was eating only barley cooked in a cow of urine, covered his body with the bark of a tree, wearing matted locks of hair and lying in a mattress of kush. The most merciful Lord Ramachandra was very much lamented. Afterwards, Bharat greeted Lakshman and Sita, shouting them with praise. He then greeted Sugriva by embracing him. Maybe help Prabhu with his phone, somebody? Ram Ranjan Prabhu, help Prabhu with his phone. He then greeted Sugriva by embracing him, saying, "Although we are four, you are now just like our fifth brother." Meanwhile, Ram approached his mother Kaushalya and lovingly clasped his feet. Then one after another, Ram greeted Sumitra, Kaikeyi, and Vasistha, while all of the citizens came forward with folded hands to welcome him. Accompanied by Sita and Lakshman, Lord Ramachandra then offered his respectful obeisances unto the learned brahmanas and the elderly persons in the family. And all the citizens of Ayodhya offered their respectful obeisances unto the Lord. The citizens of Ayodhya, upon seeing their king return after a long absence, offered him flower garlands, waved their upper cloth, and danced in great jubilation. Thereafter Bharat came before Ram, and with Ram's wooden shoes in hand, while carefully placing the slippers upon Ram's lotus feet, Bharat said, "Here is the kingdom that I have overseen in your absence. By your mercy, Ayodhya is flourishing, and the treasuries, storehouses, and army have all increased tenfold. My duty is now over, and I hereby relinquish everything unto you." After offering the wooden shoes before Lord Ramachandra, Lord Bharat stood with folded hands, his eyes full of tears, and Lord Ramachandra bathed Bharat with tears while embracing him with both hands for a long time. After this, Lord Ram ordered that the Pushpaka chariot return to its rightful owner, Kubera, the god of wealth, and thus the celestial vehicle went back, actually. Then Ram sat at the feet of his spiritual master, Vasistha. Bharat came before him and requested, "My dear brother, please install yourself upon the royal throne without further delay and resume a life of royal luxury." Lord Ram entered Ayodhya in the midst of a great festival. He was greeted on the road by the princely order, who showered his body with beautiful fragrant flowers, while great personalities like Lord Brahma and other demigods glorified the activities of the Lord in great jubilation. The family priest, Vasishta, had Lord Ramachandra cleanly shaven, freeing him of his matted locks of hair. After bathing, Ram at last again dressed in royal style and was decorated with garlands and ornaments. The three mothers similarly adorned Sita, and the wives of the monkeys were similarly dressed and ornamented. Next, at Satrughna's command, Sumantra came before Ram with a lavishly decorated chariot. Ram graciously mounted it, and Bharat took up the reins while Satrughna held a royal white umbrella. On the other side of Ram stood Lakshman and Vibhishan, waving a fan and chamra, while from the sky the demigods and celestial rishis glorified Ram with carefully chosen words. As Ram proceeded towards Ayodhya, a huge procession followed him, and all the monkeys, appearing in human form, rode elephants. Thereafter, when Ram entered his capital, he saw all the citizens come out of their homes, lining the streets to welcome him. Men and women and children and elderly gazed upon Ram as though they're getting back their lost lives. While waving their cloth and jumping with excitement, the people shouted, "Our beloved prince has returned." All glories to Lord Ram, the maintainer of his devotees. Amidst the playing of musicians and the chanting of Vedic hymns, Ram glanced lovingly over his subjects. Ram greeted his ministers and described to them his political alliances with the monkeys and Vibhishan. Thus he came to his father's palace. He ordered that his own palace be given for Sugriva's use, and Bharat then took the monkey king by the hand and led him there. Assisted by Vamanadev, Jabali, Kashyapa, Katyana, Sujanya, Gautama, and Vijaya rishis, Vasishta performed the bathing ceremony, where the first ablution performed by the Brahmanas. Next, Ram was bathed by virgin girls, followed by his ministers, the leading warriors, the Vaishyas, one after the other. After the final bathing, Vasishta ordered the four Lokapalas and the chief demigods, witnessing the coronation from the sky, to sprinkle Ram with herbs. Then, as Ram sat on a golden throne, begirt with valuable gems, Vasishta placed the royal crown upon his head and decorated his body with golden ornaments. The crown, formerly worn by all the kings in the Isvasku dynasty, was made by Lord Brahma, especially for the coronation of Vapasthita Muni. At Indra's prompting, Vayu placed a garland made from 100 golden lotus flowers around Ram's neck and presented him with a celestial necklace of pearls and gems. Satrughna held a royal umbrella over Ram's head, and Sugriva and Vibhishan fanned him from both sides. Then, as Gandharvas sang and Apsaras danced in ecstasy, Ram gave in charity 100,000 cows, 300 million coins, and all varieties of precious jewels to the Brahmanas. Ramana presented Sugriva with a celestial necklace and gave Angad a pair of bracelets adorned with diamonds and precious stones. Ram presented Sita with a necklace previously given to him by Vayu, along with many lavishly decorated dresses. Sita desired to present Hanuman with a gift, and as a token of appreciation for all he had done for her, and with this in mind, she unclasped the necklace that Ram had given her and looked at Ram questioningly. Understanding her intention, Ram requested Sita to present the necklace to Hanuman, which she happily did, actually. So we have a few minutes more. There's like about 5 minutes more before Aarti. I'll just read the last part of it and then we can finish this. Ram ruled the earth from his capital Ayodhya for 11,000 years. During that time, he performed many sacrifices, including 100 horse sacrifices. During the reign of Lord Ram, the forests, the rivers, the hills, the mountains, the states, the 7 islands, the 7 seas were all favorable in supplying the necessities of life for all living beings. All bodily and mentally sufferings, disease, old age, bereavement, lamentation, distress, fear, and fatigue were completely absent. There were no widows to lament the loss of their husbands, nor were the diseases or thieves. Indeed, even wild animals gave up their natural enmity and thus did not kill one another. All the citizens were fully righteous, always looking towards Ram as the Lord and Master. Beyond that, they saw Ram as their life and soul. Everyone lived for thousands of years and had thousands of sons. There were even no death for those who did not want it. All talk centered around Lord Ram alone. Thus the entire earth appeared as it was transformed into the kingdom of God, Vaikunta. So for those of you that had the good fortune of watching today, many of these things that I just read now, you would have seen happen in real life, actually. You would have seen this bathing ceremony, you would have seen the pran pratishtha, you would have seen the jewelry, you would have seen the arti, you would have seen the Vedic hymns, you would have seen all these things unfold today. So whatever is described in Ramayana so many years ago, today we have had the good fortune of seeing it being manifest in front of us, actually. So the only benediction which is written here, which I just read, which I'll read again, I think is applicable and should be applicable to everybody if they follow the path of Ram, who is meant to be the king of the king of righteousness, the personality of righteousness. Then we should live in that fashion, actually, following in its footsteps, doing what is necessary and what is essential, not for our selfish nature or selfish interest, but for the greater good of society and for the greater good of God, actually. Like that is. We have one responsibility, and one responsibility only has human beings, and that is to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead with all that we have and all that we possess. Just like it is described here. The citizens came and they offered every single thing that they could to Lord Ramachandra. This description is not extensive or exhaustive in itself, but it is said that it's something that I'd like to do at some point in time for Janmashtami or Ram Navami going forward. So if you want to help, this is what I want to do. I want to decorate the outside with perfumed water. Like that. I want to put up plants and trees and mango groves and banana trees and fairy lights and decorations. So when you come, you're not entering into, the temple is not a material place. That one thing you need to get straight, actually. This is not a material world. Prabhupada said that these temples, they are ambassadors for the spiritual world. So when you get here, the rest of the world outside of this place don't exist, actually, like that. This is the spiritual world where Krishna is personally present, like that, actually. So we want to glorify Krishna with everything that we have. So whatever we have at our disposal, we can try and use it in the service of God, actually. And I want to disturb Raj for 1 minute, actually. So this is Radhapad Prabhu, actually. So I just want him to say something that he told me a little while ago, which I think is quite relevant, actually. So he had an experience, and maybe he should recite about giving and receiving. About giving and receiving. The more you give, the more you get.
Hare Krishna. I was just telling Prabhanu earlier that from the time I started giving to the temple, whatever I earn, ever since I've been earning much more. And I've made a pledge that 5% of my earnings go to the temple. And certain times when there's something difficult, and if I get through on that, then I give 10%. And that's happened for the last 2 years, I think. Okay. Hare Krishna.
So this is just an indication of what happens when you give, actually, like it is. How Krishna reciprocates, actually. So the benediction that is written in the Ramayana by His Holiness Prem Vikas Maharaj, I want to repeat for all of you, and I pray, and I hope you pray also, that this can and does happen, actually, like it is. Okay? So if you don't mind, when the altar opens, don't get too worried about it. So it says here, during the reign of Lord Ram, which is now, because he got installed today, the forest, the rivers, the hills, the mountains, the states, the 7 islands, and the 7 seas were all favorable in supplying the necessities of life for all living beings. All bodily and mentally suffering, disease, old age, bereavement, lamentation, distress, fear, and fatigue were completely absent. There were no widows to lament the loss of their husbands, nor were there diseases or thieves. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Shri Nitai Gauru Sundar ki jai. Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. Nitai Go Premanande. All the citizens were fully righteous, always looking towards Ram as the Lord and Master. Beyond that, they saw Ram as their life and soul. Everyone lived for thousands of years and thousands of sons and had thousands of sons. There were no death for those who did not want it. All talk centered around Ram alone. Thus the entire earth appeared as it was transformed into Vaikuntha. So this is my prayer, and I hope and pray that all of you can benefit from this simple statement that is made here, and that you use this momentous occasion of the installation of Lord Ramachandra in Ayodhya has the rightful heir to give us the blessings and the mercy we require to live our life to the fullest in the service of Lord Ram, actually. not in the service ourselves actually. Hare Krishna. Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ki. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Nitai Gopravinande. So we'll have Gaurarati, and after Gaurarati, we have a little bit of a surprise. Nothing that I did, so I can't take any credit for it. And then Prashadam will be served downstairs in the hall actually. Hare Krishna. So we can all stand. Arati means we stand up and we can worship Krishna. I sing, you don't mind. Put song copy for me. Bring song copy. Song copy. Play you what? Jiva Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kosopa Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Jiva Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kosoba Jaya Jana Vitatavane Jagamanalova Jana Vitatavane Jagamanalova Jana Vitatavane Jagamanalova Jagamanalova Dakinenitai cha Vamegadhara Nikate Advaitasini Vasatattadhara Nikate Vasatattadhara Voisi Ache Goracha Vatna Simasani Voisi Yata Arati Kovena Vamma Adhidevagane Narari Adi Kori Chamara Dulaya Narari Adi Kori Chamara Dulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Gosadigaya Sanjaya Santa Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaja Karathala Kharatala Sankabhade Gandha Bhade Bhaj Kharatala Madhurame Ganga Bhade Paramarasala Sangha bhaje, Kanta bhaje, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu bhaje. Kanta bhaje, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu bhaje. Oh, Sangha bhaje, Kanta bhaje, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu bhaje. Sangha bhaje, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu bhaje. Oh, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu bhaje. Rayani Thai, Goda Sundar Thai, Goda Sundar, Goda Sundar. Rayani Thai, Goda Sundar Thai, Goda Sundar, Goda. Nittai Go Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Nittai Gaura Hari Bo, Nittai Gaura Hari Bo. Bahu Koti Chanda Dini Vandana Ujvala Bahu Koti Chanda Dala Deshe Vanamala Puri Janamala Dala Janamala Shiva Sutta Narada Gora Sampada Baka Gora Sampada Go Ange Arati Ko Sobha Jagadana Mana Lobha Go Ange Arati Ko Sobha Jagadana Mana Go Ange Arati Ko Sobha Jagadana Mana Lobha Go Arati Ko Sobha Jagadana Mana Lobha Gorange Arati Ko Sobha Jagadana Mana Lobha Jayani Thai, Goda Sundani Thai, Goda Sundar, Goda Sundar, Jayani Thai, Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namah Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vastathagistatharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Everybody chant Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nittai go Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nittai go Hari Bo, Nittai go. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, हो जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव, जय सुभद्रा, जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी गणपतगामी, नयन पथगामी भव तुम्हें। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी, नयन पथगामी भव तुम्हें। हो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी, नयन पथगामी भव तुम्हें। जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव, जय सुभद्रा, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव, जय सुभद्रा, हो जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव, जय सुभद्रा। जय निताय गौर सुंदर, निताय गौर सुंदर, गौर सुंदर, जय निताय गौर सुंदर, निताय निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। अयोध्यावासी राम, राम राम, दशरथ नंदन राम। अयोध्यावासी राम, राम पतित पावन जानकी जीवन, सीता मोहन राम। अयोध्यावासी राम, राम, दशरथ नंदन राम। पतित पावन जानकी जीवन, सीता मोहन राम। पतित पावन अयोध्यावासी राम, राम राम, दशरथ नंदन पतित पावन जानकी जीवन, सीता मोहन राम। Japa Sri Ram, Ram Ram, Dasarath Nandan Ram, Ayodhya Ayodhya Ram, Ram Ram, Dasarath Nandan Ram, Ayodhya Patita Pavana Janaki Jivana Sita Mohan Ram, Patita Pavana Janaki Jivana Sita Mohan Ram, Patita Pavana Jaya Sita Ram, Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram, Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Oh, Nitya Go Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Go Hari Bo, Nitya Go Hari. Jayam Vishnupad Prahamsa Prabhujikacharya Asata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanara Vrinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki BBT Founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Prahamsa Prabhujikacharya Asata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Mat Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Brahmshika Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Giridhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giriraj Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Nilachal Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Shri Ayodhya Dham Ki Shri Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Ganga Mai Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki That Lordship Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Ki That Lordship Shri Shinitai Gaur Sundar Ki That Lordship Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ki That Lordship Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ki The installation of Sri Ram Ki Sri Ayodhya Dham Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitai Gopramanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna, what we're going to do now is that we will sing the Shingadev praise, and then after the Shingadev praise, these devotees have been singing some wonderful Ram bhajans the entire afternoon. They will do that. Then you will have an opportunity to offer your lamp and fruit and incense if you want to the deities. Thereafter, they will ask you to gather outside. They have a surprise for you, and then prasadam will be served downstairs in the hall. It's like that. Hare Krishna.
भगवान की जय नाव से नर सिंगाया आया सिंहदेव भगवान की,
जय।
प्रहलाद महाराज की,
जय।
जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की, गौ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna. So we just want to say two things. One, we're going to now have the bhajan so that you can offer your incense, flower, fruit, milk, whatever you brought in came for the deities. And then at 8 o'clock, we would like to gather just outside here in the front for a surprise. And then Prashadam will serve dances. But before you leave, like it is, I have some Mahaprasad that I have from Sri Vrindavan Dham. And I have some tulasis that are dipped in chandan from the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram in Vrindavan. If you would like some, and if you bless me, then I'll be happy to share them with you actually. If you don't bless me, then you won't get actually. Hare Krishna.
I will try. Hare Krishna. रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम। सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। सीताराम 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 सीताराम। जय जय सीताराम जय जय सीताराम। जय जय सीताराम सीताराम सीताराम। जय जय सीताराम जय जय सीताराम। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी राम लक्ष्मण जानकी सीताराम 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 जय जय सीताराम जय जय सीताराम जय जय सीताराम 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 जय जय सीताराम 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 जय जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम हो सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम जानकी वल्लभ जय सिया राम दशरथ नंदन जय सिया राम ओ जानकी वल्लभ जय सिया राम दशरथ नंदन जय सिया राम जानकी वल्लभ जय सिया राम दशरथ नंदन जय सिया राम जानकी वल्लभ जय सिया राम दशरथ नंदन जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम सीताराम 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 सीता जय जय सीताराम जय जय सीताराम जय जय सीताराम जय जय सीताराम 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 जय जय 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 सीताराम जय सीताराम 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 जय जय सीताराम 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 जय जय सीताराम 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 जय जय सीताराम ओ सीताराम 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 जय जय सीताराम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम राधे ओ राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम 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 रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम अयोध्या में जन्म लिए राम राम नाम तुझको हो मेरा प्रणाम अयोध्या में जन्म लिए राम, राम नाम तुझको हो मेरा प्रणाम। राम की लड़ैया न जीत गे रावणवा, लंका जड़ाए हनुमान। न जीत गे रावणवा, लंका जड़ाए हनुमान। राम की लड़ैया न जीत गे रावणवा, लंका जड़ाए हनुमान। जय 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 श्री राम, ओ राम नाम तुझको हो मेरा प्रणाम। अयोध्या में जन्म लिए राम, राम नाम तुझको हो मेरा प्रणाम। अयोध्या